Get ready, because class is about to be in session.
Ladies and gentlemen, back in line, please.
Have you guys ever wondered what to do after a show and kind of how to set a game plan up after a show? Well, today I'm going to kind of show you the process of how I like to do it. We're going to take you from how I critique each and every single pose and how that leads into me building a program going into the off season. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I got the idea from Hany. He's been doing these physique critiques for the past couple of weeks, and I figured why not hop in and join in on the fun. I'm a little sick right now, so please bear with me, but let's go ahead and hop right into the front double bicep. All right, guys, so most of these pictures are going to be from the NYPRO, but oddly enough, this is the only front double bicep picture I could find on the internet that wasn't completely from a weird angle. Usually what you want to do is find the most dead-on center pose you can find. Usually NPC News Online will have that, but today they did not. So going over my front double bicep, usually you take it just like anything when you're doing your posing, from top to bottom or from bottom to top. Quads are a strong point for me, so I'm obviously very happy with that. I'm happy with the ability that I showed to actually show every single muscle. So when you're looking at flexing your quads, you want to be able to show your sartorius muscle and your rec film. A lot of guys on stage, even pros, have issues flexing that muscle. So that's one key thing you want to look at when you're critiquing your physique. Were you able to flex every single muscle group within that body part? Next up, you want to look into your waist. The waistline is very good. Very happy with that with the vacuum. After that, we're moving to the upper body. In terms of posing, I'm pretty happy with how I hit this shot. I think my hands could have been rotated a bit more, but overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Outside of that, looking just at body part size and thickness, I do think we could use a bit more triceps and a bit more biceps. Like, you can't train for a peak, but you can get those biceps bigger in the shape that they're in. So we're going to be working on that this off season for sure. Chest-wise, I'm very happy with it. I also listened to the feedback Tyler gave about the competition. He obviously likes the chest muscles very much so too. If I had to pick one more thing, just based on the guys I've been competing with, they have very good backs and very good lats. So just a little bit more lat thickness, I think would really, really help complete this shot. All right, next up, we have the side chest. For the side chest, when I was doing this shot, you got to realize when you're looking at the photos, it's literally a fraction of a second that they're taking a picture. So you do want to obviously, critique yourself, when it comes to posing, but also realize that maybe the cameraman caught you at a weird spot. With this pose in particular, Steve told me to rotate, kind of like you saw in the old school days where they rotate. With that being said, I think I would be a little bit wider if he would have caught me at a different point. This is okay, but I don't think this is like the ideal angle for this shot that he took. It is what it is. With that being said, let's start from the bottom. Obviously a bit more calves. I love training calves, so we'll get a little bit more of that coming. The big weakness with this pose for me, in my opinion, is the hamstring. So the more hamstrings you can get, the better. We had some hamstring issues this off season. God willing, there's no more issues, and we can really start to focus in on that muscle group. With that being said, I do think I could hit a deeper vacuum here. Like, the waist is pretty much flat, but I would rather be a little bit more sucked in if I can. I think that'll really give an illusion of a smaller waist and making me look a little bit wider across the top here. In addition to that, I'm actually pretty happy with the brachialis and the bicep here. What I do want to kind of grow is the tricep muscles quite a bit to really get that full width I can get out of this pose. Chest-wise, I'm pretty happy. Rear delts, I think they're in a good spot as well. I think they're popping out enough. And those are the main things with this shot I really want to kind of key in on. All right, next up, guys, we got the back double bicep. In terms of calves, I'm actually pretty happy with it. I know I said in the side chest they need some work, but in the back double, obviously it still could be better, but I've seen much worse calves. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy. In terms of hamstrings, detail on the right side is good, but on this left side, I know I have more detail going through this part here. So that tells me that I let up off the gas a bit, let up off that muscle a bit, and I could have kept that a little bit tighter. But a good thing, and you do want to kind of highlight the good things you do when you're going through this type of stuff, is the hip positioning I have. So if you push your hips too far forward, for most people, you'll lose these abductors right here, these muscles right here. And if you push them too far back, you get those adductors, but you lose all the lines that you have in your glutes. So the best way to do it is to find that middle ground, so neutral. So not too far pushed forward, not too far pushed back. And you'll be able to show the best of both worlds there. Moving up the body, I do think I lack a bit of detail in the erectors here. That could be a mix of conditioning and or lack of training that muscle group. I've seen that quite a bit where a person doesn't train a certain muscle group, they tend to be a little bit softer in that area. And I haven't trained erectors as much as I should. So this off season, that's something we're gonna be adding into the program to see how well it works. In terms of more upper back than erectors, I do think we could build up the lats more, especially after standing next to Jose. We definitely need to build up those quite a bit more. It's very funny because in the off season, you know, if you guys have been following me, I thought my back was probably one of the best shots I had, but as I leaned out, obviously it was not the case. So lats are going to be something we really key in on this off season. I think upper back is in a good spot overall. I think the traps are in a good spot. Rear delts are in a really good spot. Rhomboids as well. They can always use some work, but they definitely don't need as much work as the lats, in my opinion. In terms of arms, I think posing wise, I kind of nailed it. Usually my arms don't look this balanced, you know, across my physique. I've seen plenty of times where they look a lot more unbalanced, but I think I really nailed it in terms of posing there. But just because I nailed it this one time doesn't mean I'm going to nail it 100% next time. You know, we're going to shoot for it, but usually with this pose, I always try to say a little bit more biceps and a little bit more triceps. So that's going to be still something we want to key in on. All right, next up, we're going to show both my classic physique poses. We're going to start with the side tricep because this is the one I've done for the longest. The funny thing is with this pose, I actually switch sides. So normally I use the right arm up front. This time I switched to the left side. So the left side was up front. And the reason being was, one, I thought my arm looked a little bit bigger on the left side for whatever reason. And then two, my leg looked a lot better as well. The only hard part was it felt a little foreign, a little different because I'm not used to holding it. And if you notice some of my older side thrusts versus this one, I'm not quite as comfortable in the shot. Like usually my hips are a little bit more pushed over and I look a little bit more aesthetic, a little less, I don't know the word, but the hip position is always a little bit better. So that's something I need to work on. It was a little difficult nailing that hip position, also while getting all these striations to pop and getting this leg to be tight all at the same time. So I'm gonna practice it. The more I practice it, the better, the easier it'll become. So same with anything. The only other thing I would say about this pose that I could have done better is to flex these obliques. Something I've always struggled with, and I just need to kind of key in on it more. Usually by the end of prep, I can't flex them at all. So I will call this a win that I see a little bit of detail there, although not nearly as much as I should be showing. But it is a start. So, all right, guys. So last but not least, let's talk about the new classic physique pose I started doing. Basically, if you guys saw the Hany run-by video, he suggested I hit this shot. I went up to Pittsburgh, showed it to Tyler. He loved it as well. The video I even did with Hunter, Roy, and Tony, they loved it as well. So, I mean, all you know, thumbs up. So we did it. I love it. Yeah, I think this is a really good shot for me, to be quite honest with you. The quads into the waist, into the lats, very good. And when I think of classic poses, if you're having issues choosing a classic pose, usually what you want to do is to choose your best mandatory pose and try to find like a classic version of it. So if I had to choose between all the shots, the front double might be my best shot out of all the classic poses. And we did a variation of that. In terms of what we're looking for, I think I did very well, again, with this one. My sartorius muscles are flexed and flared. This back leg is completely locked in as well in terms of your rectus femoris. That's something I've let off of sometimes, and I see a lot of guys do it. They don't flex this back leg as hard. They'll always have the front leg flex, but sometimes the back leg is a little smooth. Outside of that, vacuum, very happy with the vacuum here. The arm positioning as well. Shout out to Chris CB Posing. He told me to kind of bend this arm a bit more. So I was going a little bit higher, which made my biceps and arms look a little bit more narrow, skinny. So we got a little bit more of a bicep flex here, and I think it really paid off. But in terms of what I want to grow and what I want to build, again, I do think a bit more in the lat area will just accentuate my waist a bit more. And I do think a little bit more biceps and triceps are going to be key here. So not a whole lot I would change about this one, but there's still some things. All right, guys, so that kind of covers all the poses. If you guys noticed, there was a trend between all the shots: biceps, lats, and hamstrings. So we're going to make a program to bring those up. Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We got an iPad here, so I'm just gonna write it on the iPad. Hopefully you guys can understand my chicken scratch because we're gonna do it here. So frequency is key here. So when you want to build a body part, you want to think about how frequently can I train it. For most people, twice a week is gonna be plenty. But if you're really, really trying to eke out that last bit, you're really, really high level, advanced trainee, whatever, 3 times a week can be beneficial. So obviously we're trying to be best in the world. So 3 times a week is what we're gonna be doing. So we got Monday. Let's we off to a bad start. All right, here we go. Let's put, there we go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I have 2 options here. I could either take a rest day on Wednesday or Thursday. It doesn't really matter, to be quite honest with you. Most likely I'll take it Wednesday because that's when all my friends take their rest day. So we'll put that there. But for Monday, we're gonna be training back, arms, and hams. I could do this back, buys, and hams, but I want to do arms, the whole thing. Honestly, guys, I started this maybe a week ago. So I've been doing 2 a day. If I was training once a day, I would remove the triceps and put it on a different day. But with training twice a day, I have a little bit more room to play with in terms of volume. On Tuesday, we're doing chest, delts, and quads. Boom. And basically, we're going to be repeating that the entire week. So back, arms, hams, chest, delts, quads, back, arms, and hams. And then Sunday, we rest like God intended. This is a pretty interesting split. You could even just run this Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and skip Saturday. Even on Saturday, I've kind of given myself some leeway. So I'm not going to be training 2 days on Saturday. It's going to be 1 session. And I'll just kind of play around with what I want to do. I'll have particular exercises that I have in the program. But say 1 week I'll do just back and arms, 1 week I'll do back and hams, something like that. Just because, 1, I don't want to be in the gym all day, every day. And 2, I kind of want to see how my recovery is and see how things go from week to week. Because this is this frequency is very high, which leads to some of these body parts being very high when it comes to volume as well. In terms of how many movements I'm doing for each one of these body parts, we're gonna be doing 2 to 3 on each. So we'll be doing 2 movements here, so like a pull down in a row. For arms, we'll do 2 bis, 2 tris, and hamstrings, usually I just do 1. For chest, same thing, 2 movements, 2 for side delts, 1 for rear delts actually. Oh. And with that chest one, I kind of, come on, did it die on me? I think it died on me. Oh Lordy, let's do the finger. It's gonna be even uglier now. So for delts, we'll do 2 and we'll do 1 rear delt. And for quads, we'll do 2 movements. Rest day, same thing for back. We'll probably do 3 this day. We'll do 2 and 2 and we'll do 1. Here, we'll do 2 for side delts, 1 for rear delts, 1, quads, 2. And here, like I said, we'll kind of play around, maybe 2, 2, 2, 1. The weird thing is some exercises have crossover. So, for instance, this Friday here, I'm gonna be doing like a pec deck, a incline press, and then a military press. And with the military press, you get some front delts, but you also get some upper chest. You also get a little bit of side delts. So it's kind of hard to place that one sometimes. Same thing with this day where I'm doing, on Thursday, where I'm doing 3 back movements. One of those back movements is going to be a plate loaded 45-degree hip extension. So yeah, we're getting erectors, but we're also getting some glute and hamstring involved in that movement as well, especially with how locked in we are from the bottom half of our bodies. So the volume can kind of move around, especially with the biceps as well. So biceps, we're going to be doing something directly for biceps, for usually 2 sets apiece. But then the second exercise is actually going to be for your brachialis. So like a reverse curl or a hammer curl is going to be involved. So I'm not super technical and stuff with writing this out, but overall, that's kind of how the program is going to look. So it is a little wonky. I did something similar. If you guys saw the one me and Joe did, it was, instead of back, arms, and hams, it was, what was it? Hamstrings, delts, and arms. That's what we did. So we just switched out the delts for back. And on that program, we had full days for, I think, quads, I think had its own day. And we had another own day for something else. So we just kind of mixed that up and added some more frequency. So that's kind of the game plan here. We'll see how it goes. We don't have a lot of time. The more times we get hit a muscle, the better. I'm really excited to try it out. I had a talk with Paul Carter, LiftRunBang. He works with, oh man, I forget his name. Chris Beardsley. He works with Chris Beardsley. Very intelligent man. The leading guy when it comes to physiology in terms of hypertrophy. And he actually liked the split. It's funny, he actually went and did the split I was doing, the torso limb split. He calls it torso limbs. I call it torso appendage. So he went and swapped to that from the upper lower, you know, so I feel pretty cool there to kind of lead-ish the way on that. But yeah, that's kind of the game plan. If you guys want the exercises, you got to follow along on the YouTube. You know, we'll be posting the workouts. You'll see the exercises, how I lay them out. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know if you have any questions. Like, comment, subscribe. We're almost at 100K, so it's only taken me 10 years, but I'm excited. Peace.